Rub It Down, episode 46. Binny, we got a lot to go through. Wow, what a weekend of sprint car racing. The Outlaws are back. Barbagallo, night 1 and 2. We all know what happened night 2. We'll dive into that and get our thoughts. And also, New Zealand sprint car racing was on, and Joel Myers Jr. got the job done, yeah. Before we get on, let's get into our partners of the pod. Eliminator Race Wings, thanks you for your help, and get your race wings around Australia right there when I get this ad up now. Eliminator Race Wings are Australian manufactured with recessed rivets for extra strength.
Manufactured with 6061 T6 aluminium for lightweight and strength. Sprint car top wings, dished and flat, along with front wings.
They also have Formula 500 wings now available.
Eliminator Race Wings, available Australia-wide.
BHR Fabrications in Brisbane, Par Motorsports in Melbourne, 16 Industries in Sydney, Sprint Car Parts Australia in Perth, and Peter Radford in Tasmania. Oh, not live. Oh, no. And we're back there. Sorry about that. And just to remind everyone that Eliminator Race Wings now has a new distributor in Perth. It is Racing Tyres and Accessories. So there you go. That's the Perth, Western Australia distributor for Eliminator Rings. All right, Binny, let's get straight into it. Now, I was telling you that it's technically the busiest time in sprint car racing from the President's Cup through to now because America literally has their first opening weekend. The Outlaws are back. And just before we get into all the results, what was your little quick highlight of the Outlaws weekend? Give me something that really stood out to you before, not your BK racing moment. You watched a lot of the racing. Finally, I've got you watching Outlaw racing. Tops. Yep. But watching it live and the live streams and that, how different is it to watching racing at home?
Yeah, it's different. I think it's just because it's such it's a bigger scale over there. You can see how big their racing and their tracks are. Their infields were massive. But the standouts to me were the guys that you had someone like Chris Martin, I think his name is.
Yeah, 100%. What a night he had.
Battling with Gravel and I forget who the other one was, but in a heat race, and he finished third. He was running second for majority of the race, but ended up third. But he was stoked with it. He's these guys are professionals for a reason.
100%. That's what it's about, eh? 100%.
Yeah. And then Brian Brown on the final night, him still being up front. He's an old dog. You got to admit, he is an old dog.
Yep.
And he's still out there teaching the young kids
goer.
What to do. So, but yeah, it was cool to watch the event live. I've never watched an Outlaws event live until Saturday morning. So
wow, how good. And you know what? You get up, you have your brekkie, and if it's the right time, you're like, oh, Outlaws. There goes my Saturday till 2 o'clock.
Well, it was 9:30, 10 o'clock when I got up, and they were just starting hot laps and qualifying. I was like, this is great.
Well, if you think about it, Saturday we got to watch Outlaws. Well, this is how my Saturday was because I'm a nut job. Mine was Outlaws all day, New Zealand, straight into Wagga and Perth. It was literally, if you were a goer, you could have cracked your first tinny at 9:30 in the morning and maybe last to Perth, but Saturday night, I don't think it would have lasted long or it would have packed it up shop. But anyway, so let's get into the Outlaws. Now, I didn't know this, and maybe I'm a rookie or just I wasn't paying attention last year a lot. But the first night of the Outlaws is no points for the series, but it was Dirt Car National Gator points still. Does that make sense? So when they win that Gator, like Anthony Macri won the Gator, you're still racing for that championship, that award. But the first night is a final test and tune before the series starts, which, watching it, I was mind blown because I'm like, oh, Gravel's wrecked round 1. Oh, no. With Schuhart, I'm like, oh, that's massive. And then they're like, lucky it's no points for Davey Gravel. And I'm like, no points, Johnny Gibson. What are you talking about? And then, I watched and Googled and Facebooked and, no points. But
well, Yeah, Johnny Gibson explained it. I think it was Saturday after, just before the heat races, he explained how they do it. And it's like an incentive they do instead of just rocking up there and doing hot laps for all night to get their head around the track. They put on an event for them, so it's a bit more of a they get to race and see where everyone is at.
But they still want to win because everyone wants to win that gator. You want to,
Yeah,
like, every team owner and driver wants to say they've won a big gator.
I reckon a gator would look good in my room.
I think I want to watch this year again, or maybe go back and I want to do a review on the best trophies all year. Because the Gator has to be up there. Obviously, the Nationals trophy is mega. High Limit Australia trophy was mega. Like the Tusky Bulls, the big bulls, and like that shit is cool.
Oh, that's the one that Rico won.
Yeah,
The same size as him.
I think that was at Texas. He got that one maybe. Anyway, but there's some really cool ones. So any one I see, I'm gonna just send to you. Just be like, oh, I think this is my top 10 if I see a wicked one. But yeah, so we'll get into it now. Night one was a night where at Volusia now they've just changed the clay there. It's a new surface. So I don't know whether they needed to because it was bad or whatever, but they made a change and everyone was all over socials. All the teams seemed super stoked with it. Now, night one, it was pretty... Volusia sort of was hooked up and then slickened off. And, man, we've seen some big movers. Like Spencer Basin won on night one, which, I mean, that's what I mean. No points. You get a big win like that, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, started P10 as well and drove through a lot of great cars, and that's his first Outlaw win since August 2023.
Yeah,
that's a big layoff for him. I know he was with High Limit, and the team CJB went from Outlaw to High Limit, but I don't even know if he won a High Limit feature. It doesn't ring a bell, but I think that was a big win drought for him, and what a show. And at first, I was that new livery, the 17 knots, I'm like, bit flat compared to the rest, but then it was like, nah, that thing's badass vintage. Just simple as shit. Like, cool. And I even think he had, I don't know if I'm right here, I swear he had 4 wheel covers on. Every angle, I swear I seen the same wheel, like all around the car on all the angles. I'm gonna make sure and send it to you personally because people listening, I might even put it on our Rubber Down stories if I find it. So, but yeah, I swear he had 4 wheel covers. Because it all looked the whole way around the track. The wheels look the same. You know, you can see a wheel cover, and then when they go down the back straight, you see no wheel cover. I swear on all the photos, I swear he was running 4 wheel covers. But I might be high. I'm just seeing shit on a Dirt Vision stream. But anyway, so Spencer Basic, cool, and that was their first win together and their first night out really with the former Sheldon Hordenchild team, the NOS 17. So now Spencer Basin and the crew chief there are ripping. And, it was a great win. David Gravel was, not pushing for a lead, but the wreck with Shuhart just got so much speed off the corner. Gravel, I don't know. I thought it was a bit of a harsh turnaround tail tank special, but it destroyed a car. Like the chassis was gone, and I don't know how he didn't flip more. That was really good control. So that was night one. The big mover on night one, and we will get to him because he's a segment here, was Donny Schatz. Damn, man. And I thought he also got unlucky because he was running third in his heat and had motor issues. So he could have been at the front of the night, front of the feature from the start of the night, and we would have seen, a bit more Donny. But he was sliding for third and fourth, and mind you, he came from 21st. So it was retro Donny, and that it seems like he had to use the car up too much. And even I remember a few years ago, Eldor, he was like, I had to use the car up so hard to get here when I was ready to win. So that was night one, which was cool. The top... Nope, don't have my top threes. I'll get them in a minute. Night two, though. So night two rained out, which was a bit bummed because it was like, oh, no racing. But night three was a big statement win from Buddy Kofoid. Now, we've seen how good he was in Australia, the form with Dylan Buswell. They go back to America. He had a bit of an illness, didn't even run the Chili Bowl, was supposed to come back for the Classic, didn't, but goes out. And I'm sorry, I think that's my favourite looking race car this year in the Outlaws. I'm just an old soul, maybe. It's just, It's a race car. It's not too much. It's not nothing. And I think it's really Roth Motorsports. Like, you know how they went to that J-Mac and Buddy years where they were blue and white and they were like Toyota-y and stuff, where this one feels like a Roth car. It's got that nice maroon tinges to it and the light blue number. But yeah, it was a statement win. So last year, they said on the stream, Binny, that he was that bad at Volusia. He was 126 points behind David Gravel after that weekend. So pretty much the series was like it was over. Like, if you have that bad of a weekend.
Yeah.
Now, that win for him and beating Gravel, and that was his first ever win at Volusia too. So whatever, as a team. And we got to think, I think it's his maybe third season with the Outlaws. So you got to think they've progressed to a point where first season with Buddy, second season, last year they finished like a house on fire. And now this year they've started where they've picked up, like they left off. And I think we are going to see a closer Outlaw series this year where we bagged on after, I think, remember Williamsgrove last year? Oh, please, yeah. Because we stopped talking about the Outlaws. I remember it was like, and it's over. I think I called it like 4 months earlier that it was over when Shoe Hut and Masita got together at Williamsgrove and it was over, like early.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a big statement win there, and it was his first time. I know it was only night 1 or night 2, whatever, but it was his first time ever leading the Outlaws Championship too. So, I know it's only like, one race in or whatever, but hey, you can say, I led the Outlaws after one night at Volusia, but you know what I mean? So, and I could see when they got out, there was a big win there, their first little gator. But yeah, it was, did you watch the highlights of that night at all?
Yes, I did.
What was your thoughts on that track compared to the Spencer Basin night?
I don't know. That track. I didn't realize how fast that track was.
It's they honestly reckon. So I think it was 130 miles. So it's like 220 kilometers. They reckon they're going nonstop.
That's insane. Like
in a car that weighs 700 kilos.
Yeah,
think about that.
Actually, talking about the weight of the car, I was watching a video of Travis Pastrana trying to drive Brad Sweet's car.
Oh, yeah.
And he was blown away. He's like, this car's like half the weight of my car and has more power than my car. He's like, that's crazy. Like,
it's scary when they think about it and the safety of them. So, but I think you touched on it last week, how safe they've been. So, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And, that night, you could just see Buddy, like, it didn't even look like he had a little bit of a break and been sick. He was straight back into it and straight up front.
Yeah.
Continuing that form from Perth, as you said. So, yeah, I just couldn't believe how fast the track was.
It's wicked, eh? And it's like gut slick, but they're like near the fence, right rear in the only moisture left. And then they try find that like space of moisture on the bottom, or they're just full sand top. It's like, I'm up there, you know. And I think Buddy really used the bottom really well. And it's one of those tracks where it develops like, I don't know, just American racing, I feel like can sometimes be that perfect where they hit the nail on the head of two-line racing.
Yeah.
It's like perfect moisture where it needs to be, slick as shit for movement, and somewhere if you got the balls to send it. Like, it's, you know what I mean? And Volusia is one of those tracks where, I thought the racing was awesome all nights. Besides the last night, it was very fast, like, until the feature, and still was a bit, but we'll get to that. So night 2, I do have night 2 feature here. So Buddy Kerfoot, David Gravel, Carson Macedo, Macri, and Logan Shoehart, and shots again, 21st to 16th. Wild, man. Garrett Williamson had a good night, fell back from the pole position, but he's coming off his Rookie of the Year award, so I think, he might get a win or two. I feel like Garrett Wilson... very good livery. We will get into the liveries. I know you're a guy, and I did say we weren't going to vote on liveries last week until we seen him in action this weekend. So I have some thoughts on that too. All right, so we'll get into the final night and the Concrete Kid. Wow, he is a consistent top 5 outlaw or high limit car every time he's there. Like when he rolls into pits, the series guys must go, son of a... This PA guy's going to beat us. You know what I mean? And it's not just like at PA anymore.
Nah.
You know, they've got a really good package that they travel. Yep. Traveling posse. I like that. I thought you said Uzi then, traveling Uzi, but no, he's definitely not, because that guy bangs the wall down and can run the bottom like a boss. So another driver that is not one-dimensional, and we're starting to see these guys who are doing so many laps and are the best in the world. They just separate themselves from the guys that are one-dimensional. That guy's good when the track's on top. That guy good when it's slick through the middle and roll the bottom. It doesn't matter. These guys just qualify well, do everything right, and put themselves in a position to win each night. So, I honestly thought, and then what he did when Gravel showed his nose to beat him, he was like, nah, I ain't lifting, and put it through the tightest gap with that lap car, like to go. And you got to remember, these, like a guy like Macri, they're racing for money. Like, they're not a series or points. They're like, no, I'm here to ruin you. I don't care about your series, bruv. I'm here to take the 20K off you. So it's like sometimes racing a guy like Macri, I guess, he's going to race you even harder because he don't give a crap about your series. So that's always one of those things. Feature on night one, last night was Macri, Gravel, Macedo again. Good round of top 5. Kofoid had a rough night, but drove from 21st to 4th. And Brian Brown started on the pole that you talked about and dropped back to 5th. Garrett Wilson again, another 6th. So this is where some of these guys, like when an Outlaw guy has a bad night, you're like, watch him come from deep. And this is where, like Buddy Kofoid, you race an Outlaw series, all that matters is top 5s. So he got another one right there. And even Carson Macedo, 12th to 3rd. Another top 3. So they're keeping themselves in that picture. But Macri, wow. After this weekend as well, there was a 3-way tie for the points. So if they got a month off, so it was Kofoid and Gravel are tied on 382. You can throw Macri in there, but he's not doing the series, so it doesn't matter. And Carson Macedo is 4 points behind Kofoid and Gravel. So that's a good start on points for the series.
Yeah, that is. Question for you, and you may not know, but I don't know. I haven't looked it up. What if Macri does run the rounds but isn't a contracted World of Outlaws driver?
I think you can still win it, but you don't get all the over the top prize money,
like all the sponsor money and stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't even think you win the money for winning the series.
Oh right.
Like I don't even think you get like the whatever hundred of thousands it is. No, you're not a contracted driver. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to find that out for you because they're pretty adamant. Like, Macri, I know it, like these Outlaws and high limit events, if you're not a driver, you can't even have your merch trailer in the venue, bro. They go, get out. Yeah. So, like, it's real, like, if you want to take our money, you got to commit to us type deal. Yeah. Like, you can win each night, like the 20K, 10 grand, whatever. Like, that's cool. Thanks for the car count. But I'm not 100% sure. Or if you can, and you'd be pretty silly to do it all. Why'd you do it all and not commit? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's
if you're crazy. If you're a driver like him and you're taking money off him every week when you do run.
Yeah, but see, there's a difference. If you're racing for money, Outlaws are at Williams Grove.
Yeah.
And 5 hours down the road, there's another PA track, but 8K to win. Yeah. Instead of racing for 12, you're going to go guarantee yourself 8K. Against the less field because that's how their budget or their season of racing. We chase the cash and we chase where we think we can win the most money every weekend.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're always going to take the 8 grand. Yeah, you lose 4 grand, but we don't have to race David Gravel, Buddy Cover, Cosmos, Logan Shearhart, and probably half the high limit guys. So, I don't like, and honestly, like if you sign, I get why it's a guy like Macri, you sign up to, Outlaws, you can only do 4 different shows a year, which I don't know why Outlaws do that. That is like a way, I think, of spitefulness to try keep the driver in their brand. But, man, why limit teams trying to be able to make more money? That is what I think is hurtful. Because, all these midweek shows that the Outlaws don't do, but High Limit run like a 40K to win midweek show.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want another 10, 15 cars go to that?
Yeah, exactly.
And if it links up, like you see David Gravel versus bloody Rico Avery all the time, I'm up for that. But we barely get to see it anymore because it's only at the Crowns now.
Yeah.
The 4 big crowns, like the Eldora, both shows, the National Open and Knoxville Nationals. That's all we get to see them.
Yeah.
So the high limit guys are like, yeah, go make your money, bro. If we're not racing, go and beat the Outlaws, which I love. So that's cool. I will look into that one for you because that's interesting. But I think someone would be silly not to. So I don't think they're ever going to worry about that. You know what I mean? So now let's get into the rookies of the year. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys competing for the Kevin Goldrich Rookie of the Year. Ashton Torgerson with Jacob Allen Racing. He had a good end of the season after Jacob stepped away. Then they had another driver change, and then Ashton jumped in. I was surprised they went Outlaws. Maybe they just went Outlaws because, that car is an Outlaw, from Bobby Allen, Scruffy, and then Logan's on the series. I guess it's, hanging out. They got resources, Shark Racing together maybe. It's a brand maybe, Shark Racing, so they just went together. But yeah, he had a 9th, a 23rd, and a 20th. So his first 2 scoring nights weren't the best, but I do think the Rookie of the Year is going to be settled between himself and Emerson Action. Those 2 guys can win Outlaw features, I think, compared to the rest at the moment. So we'll get into that. Emerson Action coming off his Chili Bowl win. He's also a contracted driver in the 27, which is one of my favourite cars. It's black, white, and red. 11th, 21st, and 26th. So the exact same. Scored really well first night. I think even Emerson drove like 10, up 12 spots in night 1. His first 2 scoring nights weren't that good either. Other one is Casey Jetracek. That's a hard name to say. Wow. I've thought about it.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to try.
Yeah, I've done well because I remember he started off like one of the high limit or King's Royal like features off the front row. And they're like, oh my God, Casey Jetracek. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to remember that. And I lost a bet because I said he wasn't going to go back. And he backed it up. Anyway. But yeah, he's in the Bill Rose car. So he had a 20th, a B-main 15th, not the best night for the first night, and a 9th. So I don't think he used a provisional, which they have. And then Scott Thiel, he is now in the 16, which if you followed enough, I believe that was the car Max Guilford from New Zealand ran in America last year. And then they parted their ways from that. And now Scotty's got this ride. He had the first night, C-main 3rd, a 19th, and a 21st. So again, the rookies are around the same spot, it feels like, at the start. But I do think we go to like Ashton Torgerson goes to PA and California. He's going to boost away. And the same as Emerson Action goes to like places like Cali and all that like system. And I think they'll separate themselves. And then the Aussie, Scott Bugocki. We've got an Aussie in the Outlaws this year. So he's with the 51. Did not have the best weekend. He was in all B-mains. B-main 13th, B-main 10th, B-main 10th. So didn't use any provisionals, but I think they're just trying to get that team working together and on the same page. And we know Scotty can drive. Don't get me wrong, we've seen him. So let's just hope they get that thing rolling soon. Now, my big talking point about the Outlaws, Binny, was I think everyone sort of had wrote off 10-time champ Donny Schatz, and he's shown some really positive signs this weekend. Maybe not earlier in the night, but the features, when it goes slick, he can still get that 15 CJB Motorsports moving. Yeah, he's obviously starting at the back's not ideal, but you can see that he's definitely got the pace, and some of the moves he was putting on to come through the field, like he had the pace and he knew it. Like he was going past lap cars like they were standing still. That's what I mean. No, they weren't lap cars. He was passing cars that look like lap cars. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how quick he'd get, like, 3. And I'd be like, what the?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But it shows his experience as well to be able to do that. I feel like it comes down to a lot of experience to come through a field, I feel. And listening to drivers, you need to have that knowledge of how people are going to react and move around on you, and have that knowledge of, they're running down the bottom everywhere. I can slide them into this corner, or I can do this. And I think that's where his experience came in and showed that he's a champ. He's an Outlaws champ, so
Hmm.
and yeah, it was just cool to see. I reckon just start him at the back every week, just to let him rip
No,
through the field.
no, no,
Let
no,
him rip through the
no. I
field.
want him top 10 starter. I guarantee if he's in the top 10 starter, he'd be a top 5 car every day of the week. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
vibe, and he's got the most experience now on this Outlaw tour. So if he's got, I don't know what his package is with team, because obviously Brendan Crouch was there, but he's going a high limit, and that's CJB as well. So I don't know if they were together and all helping out, or Donny was being Donny. He's got so much knowledge, but I do think back in the black and yellow might be a sign too. I didn't really notice that on the pictures. Then watching, I'm like, oh, that looks like an old school Donny car. You know what I mean? So, and his new merch looked pretty cool. So it's a shame that it's punishment to ship and get merch here, because I think I would have already got a few shirts after the last weekend, which is what we'll get into after the Outlaws. So, by the way, Donny, like I said, had a 21st to 5th, a 21st to 6th, and a 19th to 10th. So I think he's only like 24 points off the other boys. So started well, didn't dig himself a big hole, and that's what we need from the 10-time champ to get it rolling. Because if we can have a 4 to 5 car battle for the championship, I'm watching Outlaws every week, because last year I faded and just was waiting for features, because it was like David Gravel went quick time, did everything, and if he drawed off the 2 in the dash, it was like, oh, yep, know what's happening here. Alrighty, so Binny, your thoughts. Now, we've seen this weekend new liveries in the Outlaws, and some high limit guys were there, but what were some of your favourite new liveries in the Outlaws?
I'd probably say any car with the NOS Energy sponsor on it.
Really? You were off it a bit last week, you said. You're like, how many NOS cars are we going to see?
Yeah, like there's so many, but like it's hard to not make a good looking NOS Energy car.
Very true.
Like they've just got cool colors, and they stand out. Like when you're watching them on track, you look at them and you're like, oh, yep, there it is. There's the NOS Energy car. Like, yeah, I really like them. I like the little bit of blue that Mercedes put in his car.
I do liked it on the visual. I didn't notice it as much racing. Were you the same? Love it on the concept. And I still even think it's a great car on TV. It's like a darker green and really stands out. But I do feel like a lot of guys are going green now. You know, a bit of green. There's a bit of green coming back in.
I spoke to you off the podcast about Brock Zeophos's car. I really like that.
Yep,
but
green.
As you said, you get it on track and it sort of disappears. Like
The number, it's just a white outline. That's what I said to you. I'm like, yeah, it's killer on photos, but the number just doesn't pop at me on the stream. So, but is that what hurts that livery for you? Like, it's like, oh, when it's racing. See, I'm more of a when it's racing. I'm like, I want that thing looking million. Bucks.
Like.
We love the drivers. We're not saying like we don't like it. It's just we love making cars in our video games, man. So like we got a vibe about it.
Well, you love making cars. Mine's been the same since the game came out.
Oh, don't! I literally every time I do a race on iRacing, new livery, just go change it. And I will give a shout out if you need any iRacing liveries of Australia stuff. Go to Lion Team Designs. I think he does Cameron on iRacing. Wicked does all the latest Aussie stuff. So
yeah, he had the Jock Goodyear car up.
Wicked. He does them like that. He's so good, man. And he even today made like a what if car of like J Mac with the 23 on the napper, and then Jock Goodyear the black car with number 1 on it. That looks cool.
Sick.
So he does stuff like that too, which is really cool. So sorry to the Monties. I absolutely destroyed the Roswell car. So sorry about that. Sorry to Luch, mate. Need a new chassis. That thing got nosedived. Anyway.
He even had the Brody car up. Like, Brody literally put up a photo and then had it up, and he's like, I'll make adjustments this weekend if I need to.
I help him out, and if he asks me, hey, can you take some photos of a car for me and send them to me? Because I want to try to get more like East Coast guys on there, like Sydney cars, like Daniel Sayer and Jackson Delamont. I had Brazy's car on there, or Lachlan Cornt's updated car, like Jai Corbett, all these guys that are on the East Coast, because we see the perv. Because that's where Cam's from. You know, so I'm trying to help him out when I remember. to do it.
Yeah, that's
So,
sick.
or he just needs like the side of a body, like where the sponsors are, and he's like, yeah, do it. So, but yeah, back to it. So you said the NOS cars, the Ziofos car you like, the Macedo car you like. If you had to rank your top three, like right now, what were your top three best liveries from the weekend? Go.
Jesus.
I went off track there. Sorry, team.
Look, my top three is just going to be the three NOS Energy cars.
But okay, in which order?
I don't really care. They all look
No
pretty
way.
ripper.
You have to pick one.
Nah, not picking one.
See, like if I had to pick what NOS car was the best, I'm leaning. Oh, I love Basin, but Sheldon's. That thing's ripper. That's
that is.
And then the white touch of Wyndham's, where I'm like, oh.
Sheldon's is the majority orange, hey?
Yeah, because that used to be just a full orange car. Now they've added the blue to it.
That's probably
Blue
number one for me.
Where Spencer's is more blue and then that orange top.
And then that other guy, I forget his name right now.
Chris Wyndham.
Yeah, his is like that white with a little bit of orange and blue.
Yeah, Side Motorsports. His is cool too.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That's this is where we talk corporate and sponsorship. They're on that car, but they also sponsor the driver. So Sheldon brought NOS to 18 when NOS was already with Stenhouse Jr. and Chris Wyndham as well. Wyndham brought that to Sides Motorsport. So that's cool that NOS sponsored drivers to stay in the sport as well. So that's different. I don't think many other sponsors really do that in sprint car racing. Not that I can think of. So I hope we get more of a change for that and get that corporate backing again. Get Quake State back. I don't even know if Quake State's the thing anymore. I haven't heard of it in ages. But maybe like Valvoline or Pennzoil or any oil companies, fuel companies. Pennzoil car. Oh, if they ever do it, they need to give Sheldon the car. A retro Pennzoil car, like his dad. That was wicked. Alrighty, so Binny, there your liveries. My favourite liveries from the Outlaws. Number one, my favourite, hands down, Buddy Kofoid. I'll slap that to the cows come home. That's a very Aussie saying. I don't even know if I said that right. But anyway, you know what I meant. Number two, I'm going to have to say I was a fan of Macri's car. At first, I wasn't. But I think maybe seeing it beat gravel and sand it, not because I don't like gravel, just win. I'm like, winning. That was number two for me. And then I loved Brent Marks' yellow car.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool. Like that Bumblebee vibe he's rocking again. So I really enjoy that car. And I think we're going to see more with the high limit cars. And yeah, there's so many. And if anyone listening, give us your favourites. Because there's so many, and you can't be wrong. It's just an opinion. Relax. So let's get into the Aussie scene now, brother. Before I get into it, go on, have your minute. Say I told you so. You're wearing the J-Max shirt. You actually called it. You called it.
I called it back to back. Binny the fortune teller. Or Binny the Great, as I made a chat GPT.
No, what was that chat? What was the thing you made today? It was like Binny the Sire. I think it was something. It was
Binny the Sire.
That sounds pretty good, eh?
No, it was Binny the Great.
Binny the Great. I'm so for this pod and you YouTube viewers. I'm making little segment titles, and all the shit he sends me, I'm making as like the pictures. I'm not a fan of this one on the fucking scooter, by the way. He's made me I'm an old man on a scooter because I watch documentaries of war and. Don't get me wrong, no other probably 28-year-old, is doing what I do. I watch documentaries that go for 3 hours long, series, and yeah. Oh yeah, here it was, Seer of the Future.
Binny the Great. Yeah,
there you go. Binny, yeah. Oh, that is so good.
What about the other one from that night? You're not going to show that?
That was the scooter one. Oh, the Kerry Madsen versus McHugh one? That one was pretty gnarly. Anyway, just did a quick flick. That one was funny. By the way, guys, we text each other while we're watching the racing sometimes. So Morgan tells me to shut up because it's like, bling, bling, bling. She's like, just get on a phone call with him. I'm like, no, it's not the same, babe.
Yeah, we're trying to focus on the race.
So anyway, all right. So Barbagallo Barbagallo Nationals. All right, brother. Now, you told us, you picked it. The J-Mac losing the A1 comeback and probably looked absolutely the best he has at the Plex. By far. Like, probably like high limit last year's spec when he won the first night 1 and 2. Like, the car looked on. He could do whatever he wanted with it. Even be a kamikaze driver in night 2 with it, just sending it. But, first night, let's dive into night 1. It was $7,777 to win as a Barbagallo theme. It was the Australian Barbagallo Mr. Sprintcar Nationals. Track was pretty fast throughout the night, qualifying and heats, and slick come feature time. You can't say night 1 wasn't dominated by J-Mac and Ryan Newton. They both went, Ryan Newton went quick time in second group of rights. It was first quick time, but Ryan Newton was pretty close. J-Mac was just behind him in second in Group 2. Then they both were in Heat 2, went from third and fourth to win and run second. Put themselves highest points off both front of the dashes and smacked their dashes like nowhere to be found. Now, then come feature time. Newton fell back a bit, not sure what happened, if they missed the car there or what was going on there with the car or whatever. But J-Mac went on and dominated. But it was also a really great night by Ryan Newton, not in his own car. That shows a lot too, not being in your own car. And you don't see a lot of guys do so well. Besides the Americans, like Kerry Madsen in the other car, he's experienced running other cars. Aaron Wright's winning a classic. These guys are like been drivers for a long time and been earning their ass in different cars. They haven't had their own gear and stuff. So
arrive and drive guys.
Yeah, which is hard to come by. Like that's how a lot of guys get their foot in the door these days. But back in the day, a lot of new guys to sport come with their own gear. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
So that was good to see by Newton. It was faster than 77, and I thought he was fast last time in it. Got unlucky, I thought. Went back to the rear and still drove to fourth the last time. But yeah, he dropped back and then pulled infield. I think he got together with Mikey Green when he spun on the back straight. Or anyway, just a little bit of a nick, pulled in. But yeah, it was all J-Mac. No stopping him. And Brody Kostecki was in the field. First time in a long time. He was in a sprint car in the Shell powered. Why did I say Shell twice then? I think I was thinking
Shell V-Power.
That's what I didn't want to say the wrong thing, but it's Shell. Why is that V-Power? What is that, by the way? Is that velocity power?
Or
Viagra power.
Maybe not Viagra power. He's not promoting that.
Get it up, yeah. All right, so so Shell V-Power. Now I did see on some of the interviews. I don't know if you're a supercar guy, but he literally said words like, "Oh yeah, it's good to drive something challenging again." So I'm like, is this guy just cruising in a supercar? Like taking a day drive? Is that how good this guy is? Is that what I get from that? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Brody's sort of become like a Max Verstappen or a Lewis Hamilton. He doesn't care about what Formula One or supercars thinks of him. He just says what he wants to say.
I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's how it should be, because I know when I'm listening and hearing from that guy, well, he's obviously not bullshitting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think after a lot of rule changes in supercars and stuff like that, I think, I don't know. I feel like his opinions are very different to the way supercars is going and how he wants it to go, if that makes sense. But yeah, it was cool to see him out there. He promoting his own podcast, the Lucky Dogs podcast. So that was cool to see.
Sort of gave me the itch, like we said. How do we get rubber down on a car like that? That'd be wicked. I mean, you did send me the photo as well. This looks better. I'm like, yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, it gave me an itch to maybe get a rubber down car going someday. But
it would have been cool to see that whole car fully lucky dogged, like just his podcast. But obviously there is a lot of people helping him out. And I did notice, speaking to some other people, that a lot of his sponsors that are on the car are supercar sponsors.
Yeah, like Dyson, Complete was on there. Complete.
Yeah.
But also, bro, don't get me wrong. This is the first time I think we've seen Shell on a car since Brooke Tatnell back in the day. So that image of Shell being on a sprint car, that could be maybe, you know, that corporate vibe again. So maybe that's why, or maybe well, my main brand is Shell. I'm a Shell athlete, maybe, but that was cool to see a big corporate sponsor back on a sprint car. So tick for me. That was cool. Yeah, he didn't go as well as what I guess he wanted, but hey, it's your first time at the Perth Motorplex. That place ain't slow. Like he did look like he put clean laps together though. Wasn't all over the shop. I think he knew where he was and what he wanted to do, and I guarantee he had some fun, man. Because even he said, there's nothing like driving a sprint car. So
exactly.
that was awesome, and hopefully we might get some more crossovers from it. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know, because like you hear people, guys coming from road racing, it can be a bit expensive, or if the big dogs, it's like, well, this is a bit harder and funner. This is real racing.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to see. Thoughts on Jock's A1? Same car, just the A1. You like it? You vibe? You're a Jock guy. You're all about it. So, which is not a bad thing. Jock's cool.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen him roll out in the Black Magic A1.
I think everyone wanted that, but
like
it's supposed to be specialty. It's gone now. That's it. That's the vibe.
In saying that, for the round that it was, you had Cricky rolling.
Oh yeah, the Barbagallo, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe that.
So maybe that's why they didn't do it. But I would have loved to have seen it. But it still looks cool. I don't know what it is about that, like that red or orange color that he uses.
It's a very nice red, huh? It's like a fluoro red.
It's like that. That would be the color of my race car if I ever had one. That color just pops and makes you stand out, and exactly like he should. He needs to stand out, being the A1.
Yeah.
So
I like that. It's a big one, and all the A1s it's like a statement, or not even a statement. It's proud to run it. Like, I'm number one, man.
Yeah,
like it's cool, and you're right. The red. I thought that's what they were going to do. My vibe is just where the 22 was, put a big old one and run it, and I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I dig it. Straight away. It gave me old vibes of a Brazier car. If you go back in history, a Brazier, big red number ones like that, and the red, blue, and whites they had. But yeah, I thought it was cool, and they had a good weekend as well. Probably unlucky on the last night, which we will get into night 2 of the, what do we call it? Triathlon, marathon, whatever we call it. It was one thing I will say though. Do you think most of the comments for how long the night went, a lot of the people on the East Coast were upset more about it because they're up watching it like dumb times?
Yeah, it was like 1:30 in the morning when it finished.
I think it was like 2, bro, if you really think about it. And all the people at the track, I seen socials, they loved it.
Yeah.
Like, people at the track watching were like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's a lot. I've seen a lot of stuff on socials about it, and actually, it brought up one of our clips we made last week, the work area, which was now another talking point in a different light. So we'll get into that. Night 2 started off, was again not a carryover night, which raced for 40 grand. Do you think it should be a carryover night or no?
I feel as though it should be. I feel like any 2-night show should be.
Well, when the stakes are 7 grand to $40,000?
Yeah. Like, I remember going back to, like, the Scott Darley race at Parramatta. That was always, I'm pretty sure that was always points over both nights.
I'm not 100% sure there, brother.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Oh, yeah, when it was 50K.
Yeah, it was
when it was big money.
Yeah.
Maybe not all the time, though. I got a vibe that it maybe wasn't, and then sometimes it wasn't a 2-night show. Sometimes it was just bang. Like, I think when, like, Greenie and all that won near the end, I think it was just, tonight's 50K to win. Good luck, boys.
Yeah.
Like, 80 cars, D-main, whatever, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like just we spoke about this on Saturday night while the racing was on. I feel like it should be a set format for, like, if it's a 2-night show, this is how it's going to run if you've got this many cars, etc.
You sent me on
And
text. I really want to bring that up because that is, I couldn't agree more with what you're saying, and it wasn't us being spiteful or anything. I just thought what you said and how you laid it out was like, yeah, no shit. I'm going back
yeah.
far out. We did text a lot, eh? Jeepers,
But
jeepers.
and this it brings on a totally different subject about night two and pole shuffles. I hate pole shuffles
We'll
with a
get to,
passion.
we will get to that, brother. Slow down. Wow. Okay. Wow.
Hate it
You
with a
were.
passion.
The new segment will be it's Binny's turn it up moment. All right, so turn it up, oh big man. All right, so no, it was super slick. The heats were really good, and sort of the same guys rose to the top. Newton was good early. McFadden wasn't as good though, but the feature sort of went his way. So J-Mac definitely missed time trials, so I'll retract that. Everyone else besides J-Mac was pretty good in the
Yeah.
same spots. And then, yeah, we've seen a very technical track, and one of the good moments of the weekend was Mick Sala and Jock Goodyear in one of the heat races. Poor, what a heat
Yeah.
race they had. And Mick Sala had a great final night. In a pole shuffle, had a great car speed. That team really needed a night like that, so good on you, Sala Motorsport, to Mick Sala. But yeah, so then we get into the pole shuffle. Now, you were filthy on Texas. Now, you used to help out and, be involved with Parramatta City Raceway, Sydney Speedway.
Yeah.
They ran a lot of pole shuffles. Were you even off them then? It's just not your vibe?
Hated them.
Why?
As a fan,
Why? See,
as a
some
fan,
fans love them.
yeah, I feel like they're boring.
So,
Especially on,
your opinion, they're boring.
yeah, obviously, I'm not speaking on behalf of Speedway fans around the country, but
Yeah.
I just find them boring. Like, put all 8 drivers that are top of the heats in a race so that we can see who really is going to be the quickest. And there's lots of positives to do a dash instead of that. I feel like you do a dash and the guy goes out and smacks them. The other guys are going to go back into the pits and go, yeah, we need to do this, and change their cars up. They're all going to come out 10 times more hungry and know that they've got a bit more with the car. But I feel like they slow the night down. They're boring. Like, you get a pole shuffle on like a race like Chili Bowl. Yeah, all right, I'll let you have a pole shuffle there. But on a track like Perth, once one driver gets away or you make one small mistake, they're gone.
Yeah,
So you
there was
got to
a
race.
few. There was like 50% of them were like that, but then few were really good. So
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. And you had points in the night as well. I'm not bagging out stewards or anything like that, but the jump starts and stuff like that, and then they
there was one
redid it.
shocking one where I'm like, "What do you mean that was a jump start?"
Like, I don't get it. I feel like dash race, get it out of the way. You see the top 8 guys, go at it. Like, I've seen some dash races at Perth with Kyle Larson,
I
Brad
know.
Sweet, all of them, and they've been absolutely cracker.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. Scrap the pole shuffles, go with dash.
I will say the one thing with the jump starts and pole shuffles, if you're going to do a pole shuffle, bro, if that guy jumps and you honestly say he jumped, DQ, get your spot. You're starting,
Yeah.
like you're in the top 8 already. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that bit where then they rolled around again at Perth, that was a bit, but I'm 50-50 with him. I agree with some of the stuff you're saying. I did feel then sort of your thought then was also thinking about the teams, which we do a lot.
Yeah.
So I 100% agree with, I guarantee you a team wants to know at least get 6 straight laps of racing so their driver can give him some more feedback than, oh yeah, bro, he slid me going into one and I just ran the top and felt good.
Yeah.
I think so. Or maybe 8 laps. Maybe make it 10. Maybe make it 10 laps. Give them more laps to really have a race. I don't know.
Yeah.
It does take up a chunk. Now, I want to throw a curveball at you. Now, the opposite. I loved them at Parramatta because Parramatta had more risk. You can jump the cushion. There's more room to stuff up at Parramatta. Where I feel like these tracks with the walls, like everyone's pretty good in the top 8 to run on the fence or whatever they need to. And yeah, Parramatta just had that bit of a risk to it. And maybe I thought I don't know as a kid, but I always thought Parramatta City Raceway put on a ripper show for the fans. The engagement, the song choices, the music. I don't know. I just loved the rollout of the "We Will Rock You," boom, boom, cha, boom, boom, cha. And Stu did a ripper job. Then Wade was there. They all did ripper jobs. I don't know. They just pumped it up how it needed to be. And Perth pump it up like they love it. But I'm real 50-50 about pole shuffles with at Perth for a viewer side, because again I always got to take my Sydney, Australia hat off, and it's like, bro, come on, it's already 12 a.m. It's 11:30 p.m. Come on. It's hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? If we were there, you might be, okay, film it, get a bit different shot. You'd still be off it. Really?
Still be off it. Hate them.
Okay,
I want to see the 8 best guys out on track ripping it.
Okay. I feel you, and I'm sort of leaning that way now. Like, but I'm still on the fence because I think my Parramatta days are just saving me on the pole shuffle idea. I will throw a curveball at you. What if you said like time consuming, which I'm all about from being away and racing now. Not racing, but obviously just being at a lot of racing, and when the shows blow out and take long. Do you, obviously the dash is to give the boys more laps, yeah, and more work on their car so they're touching the track. What were your thoughts, though? You talked about format and trying to make it easier for that supercar fan to come over or motorsport fan to come over. What are your thoughts on that top 10 shootout we seen at Sydney Speedway that one time? Was that too time consuming for you? Or was like...
Look, that was...
Or do you do like the qualifying fastest guy, like a shootout on supercars?
Yeah, it's time consuming. And I think the reason why Sydney did it the way they did it that night was because supercars were on at Sydney Motorplex.
Yes, that was the communication, but it sort of opened my eyes to like, well, it sort of makes sense. But I'd have 2 cars on at once, and it would only take 5 goes, not 10. Which is like similar to that gold, silver, bronze shootout they used to do. Do you remember that? Yeah. Like in World Series? They used to do like, oh yeah, he moves up to here. But then I feel like every time we throw that out, the regular punter on the fan gets confused. Like, what is going on? Like, you know what I mean? So I think you're right. Just let's run the dashes. Me personally, format-wise, I am like, just run what the Americans run. They are bigger than us. They have bigger fans. They have done it for 50 years. And why haven't they changed shit? Do you know what I mean? Like you got to think like the Outlaws have ran for how many years and never changed their night. Maybe it's like fastest to the front or they had an inverter 4. Little stuff like that, whatever. But I mean like it's heats, dash, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly right. I reckon it should be a set format. And like I sent you a really good breakdown of how I would do it, and I'm just a regular Joe. No one's.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it out right now because I thought it was great. It's good.
Yeah.
So 24 cars and under, hot laps, 2 heat format, no qualifying, dash feature. Cheers. Now the average punter loves that because they're like more racing. Now 25 to 48 cars, hot lap, time trials, 1 flight of time trials, no splitting. Yeah. So no split the field? Man, you make it rough. You're a tough cookie. See, I'd go cut. Oh, yeah, but it's hard. If it's only 27 cars, you're not going to split 2 flights of 3 or 30.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. So if it's 48, you're still running 1 flight. Okay. Time trials, 1 flight, dash, last chance qualifier, and a feature. Cool. Now 48 cars and above, hot lap, time trials, 2 flights, dash, C main, last chance qualifier, D main. Yeah, and the higher you get with that, you still only have 2 flights, I think. That's it.
Yeah.
Like if it's 50 and 50, work it out. There's 10 heat races, 5, like, you know what I mean? There's 5 rounds. No, 5 heat races, 10 in each. There'd be 10 heat races. Yep. 10 heat races. Yep. 10 guys in each if you have a 100-car field.
Yeah. I think that's the way to go. It's a set format amongst the thing. Add in your inverts if you want to do an invert and stuff like that. But I think that's the way you go. You think about it, if an American fan tunes into the coverage, they're going to understand the format straight away.
I agree with that.
Instead, we've got all these weird formats
And you can hear the
different-
commentator having to explain it. And even they're like, oh, it's okay. We do this. And it's like, why are we even talking about this? It should be just
Or-
confident as like, yeah, we're in heat 4 now. And the inverts and the fastest times out of 4. This is your
Or-
lineup. Or he's
yeah,
off the
or
pole.
Or you go to the driver's briefing and you've got 5 drivers that are still confused about the format because it's all over the place. Like you go to one event, it's this, and then you go to another event, it's this, and
Yeah. All right.
like especially if you're a guy that wants to, like, say a Sydney guy that wants to travel up to Queensland and run at Toowoomba, and they've got a totally different format to Sydney.
Which they do. It's just. Yeah, I feel you, brother, and you know what? I feel like our frustration with similar little things like this, as we've travelled more, got to know the teams more, got to know the tracks more, we just like, it's like, we're like, well, how do we make this better, guys? Like, what do we got to do, you know? And that's where we can be like, I think last year, of all the travel I did, I rocked up. Like, I went for the Classic, I went to Avalon, I went this, and it was on my own, and I was literally asking drivers, what are we doing tonight? And they go, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing over that last trip last year that I'm like, yep, this is silly. Like, that was the one thing that really got to me, and ever since then. But who knows? Hopefully we get a change soon, Binny. If not, we'll be putting it on our socials how the night runs so you can work it out.
I just feel run the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
What did you get that off? That's off a movie.
No, it's off. You learn it a lot when you're in an office job and people say to you, you got to use the KISS method.
Use the KISS, brother. Like this?
Yeah.
Gene Simmons? Yeah, it's a KISS simple.
I actually think I learnt it off a guy that worked for Toyota.
I think you learned it off the guy behind you.
Tony.
The GOAT.
What a legend. Had a little bit of a scrap on the weekend. He got a little bit of a nudge.
Oh, yeah, he did too, didn't he?
Yeah, off a restart.
He looks happy. He looks happy to be there.
Yeah, he's happy to be here.
He's happy to be here. Yeah. Just thanks all the sponsors. Campbelltown Hobbies. Yeah. All right, so we just got so sidetracked then. I'm so sorry. We're trying to get better at not getting sidetracked, but when passion and thoughts and emotions, we're only trying to work out if we can try help the sport or anything move in the right direction with media. That's what we're trying to do. So here we go. I now will get into the feature. The best part of the feature was the first 6 laps. That's about it. That was the most racing we legit felt like we got without any what is going on moments. And you could feel it from the commentators. Even they were a bit like, what's going on right now? So Madsen ended up winning the pole shuffle and McHugh. So that was even a bit there, you know, with the Diamond Day departure, blah, blah, blah. And McHugh had showed some wicked speed that night. So we got to lap 29. It flicked over 28, but they called it back. Dane Kingshot in third got into lap car milling. They got together, milling upside down, and Marcus Dumsey had nowhere to go. First 2 cars out of the race, 6 laps in. Next stoppage was on lap 26. Chris Coyle nearly got together with someone entering turn 1, spun out, no wreck, just yellow. Dane Kingshot, first one to the work area. He tried to restart before that Coyle accident. He had damage to the right sideboard wing. They come in, first guy to the work area and changed the top wing. He went to the rear. Also on that stoppage, Mick Salla came in with a flat left rear and they changed the left rear altogether. I don't think they put a bleeder in, but he went to the rear as well. So 2 guys in the work area. Lap 24, Chris Coyle upside down. Him and Mick Salla got together a little bit. Coyle was upside down in turn 4. So that was on lap 24. Technically lap 25 because they went back. Coyle then goes to the work area slowly. Looked like they could just change the front wing. Everything else could be raceable. That was officially a short open red with all the roll-arounds they've done. And it was a bit like, oh my God, we've done 10 laps, guys, and we've had a lot of roll-arounds. And I do feel like in between, there was a lot of roll-arounds. And even on the onboard camera, Kerry Madsen, he was shaking his arms like, why are we still rolling around? I do know also they had a choose cone. Not many guys have had this choose cone situation like high limit. I never heard anyone complain about high limit or whatever, but I felt like the high limit drivers just got their shit sorted, like got into spot and went. Now, obviously, this is such a new feature at the Plex, I think, and some people don't get it, where like McHugh could be out of 2, but he elects to start behind Kerry, so then the guy in 3rd can rush to the lead. And then, I think it creates a bit of disorganisation if you're not ready for it, or you're trying to follow the guy you're behind, because you're like, hang on a second, I'm supposed to be down here. Why is he up there? Anyway, so there was a lot of roll around laps with that situation as well. So that's lap 25, open red Chris Coyle. We get to a fuel. We obviously had that little bit of a fuel stop and whatever. Lap 20, Callum Williamson spins in turn 3 and 4. Bit of help from Kendrick there. Also on lap 20, that was the incident between Jock and Newton, where Jock got over the front of Newton. Newton's front wing went down. They were lucky not to wreck. We got going underway then. We pull in lap 18. Justin Whittle pulled to the work area with a damaged drag link and also had like muffler damage. Also under that yellow, Ryan Newton also pulled into the work area with the damaged front wing. They got that change. Those two guys went back out. We get to lap 17. That was where... lap 15. We get the incident with Caden Manders after Eagle sort of hit the wall coming out of 2, slowed down. Manders was trying to brake and rode over his left rear. Put the left rear down. Now, Matt Eagle, I believe, was trying to go to the work area, but they shut it at this point, which I don't know if they shut it for the halfway mark or it's just been out for too long. You could have argued that they shut it earlier. He rolled around half on the track to prove a point by the looks of it, and then that caused the yellow flag. He pulls to the infield, no work area. We get then to lap 11. The leaders take each other out, Kerry Madsen and Lockie McHugh. I thought this was a very frustrating moment in the race. Like, we're about to see these two go at it after all the stoppages, and then bang, they take each other out, and you're like, oh, come on. Right? And at this point, you're going, man, there's a lot of cars out of this race. Who's left? Another lap later, we restart. Lap 10. Michael Keane upside down and Andrew Piolo plows into the infield work area concrete brick. He was okay. I don't know why exactly, but then they had to push the concrete wall back a little bit with the machine they had. We get another 7 laps. James McFadden gets into lap car Luke Oldfield with 3 laps to go, and him and Mikey Green get together. And then on that yellow, unfortunately, with 4 to go, they pulled it back. Caden Manders, I believe, ran out of fuel. So, which was mega disappointing for that team because Dane Kingshot had already pulled out of the race at this point. DNF, not sure exactly why. Manders was about to get so many points back from what he dropped on that first opening night on Kingshot and Williamson. And they just pushed him to the infield and said sorry. Well, I don't know. They said fuel issues on there, but we were all getting it. I think they were going to run out of fuel because they had so many roll-around laps from lap 25 open red. Which then we get underway. Callum Williamson has come from the depths of the earth again from P20 with all the wreckage and stuff. Gets himself into a position around 5. Jock Goodyear with about 2 laps to go, or 1 lap. I think it was 2 laps. Runs out of fuel, which was so disappointing for that team because he was up the front the whole feature, like in the top 5, and it was like, who's going to finish this race? Like, you earn it if you finish this race. Jason Kendrick slide jobs both of them, gets the lead, and then Callum Williamson, I believe, gets him back, and JK holds on for 3rd, which was a long overdue podium for Kendrick Racing. Now, Binny, that was a lot to go through there, man. Like, was it the incidents or was it the work area? What do you think? There were so many wrecks, bro, and incidents.
Yeah, I think it was the incidents. I don't think the work area caused any delay. Honestly, thinking back to it now, I don't feel as though it caused major delays. Like, it wasn't like they were sitting there while the other cars were rolling around and were waiting.
They were a few times, if you think about it, with this choose cone, bro. So King Shot's in there, Sal's in there. They rolled around for a bit, plus the choose cone. It does. If you think about it and watch it again, it does feel like, hang on, we're rolling around a lot here.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was more the incidents throughout the night that were causing the delays. I don't feel as though the work area caused major delays. I'm not a massive fan of the work area, to be fair. I
We
think
did
it's cool.
say last week, we were like, big races, yes, it needs to be tested. But like,
Yeah,
I think now I've sort of turned my tune. I get they're running a series, but I think we only need a work area again if we're doing a national series where teams are heavily invested in the travel. Don't get me wrong. I know
yeah.
these Perth teams are heavily invested in the series, but are we banking off Dan Kingshot to have one DNF because he didn't have a work area to cost these series? Or like what I know, but then you look back at fucking, oh, sorry for swearing, Jesus, I'm trying to swear. You look back at high limit open red, that's a different situation that saved him running second there. Like that was an
Yeah,
open red. I feel
but
like when we did the real last week, a lot of people were more happy with just doing open red. Like one.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then that doesn't help the current incidents. So, like, okay,
I-
classic. If you think back then, they make that call when that big wreck's here. They make an open red real quick there to try save the race and help more guys out. What do you think? Or no, because it was too early. They're like, well, no, there's no fuel stop needed, so we're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a
It's
fan
hard
of
now.
the.
This weekend has really thrown me off them, and I'm still on them at the same time.
Like, I get where you're coming from. They racing for a series and stuff like that. I'm putting my hand up like I'm driving my car. Um, um, but like you think back to like the only place that runs a work area for the Mad Inter Toyota series is Perth. Nowhere else runs it.
No, they do. Bull, that's a lie. I seen messages. Ellenbrook said they made ship one for them. Like it's part of the series. There's a work area. So the
So
other
even like
tracks,
when they went to Bunbury, there was a work area there.
yeah, they pull in field.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Like
I'm not.
I
I'm
literally
not.
had a message from one of the Ellenbrook workers and said, "Yeah, we made shift a work area for them and it worked well."
Yeah, okay.
Like they
I
have
don't
to. It's
know.
part of the series. Like you can't have you could not run a series where one track has it and the rest don't. That'd be
Yeah, that's what I
ludicrous.
mean. Like, I
So
thought
yeah,
that's how they did it.
no, everywhere has a potential work area. It's part of it. So,
Yeah,
but
okay.
this is where work area has been a big topic this week as well. Before we get into it, obviously J Mac goes on to win the $40,000, and Binny was right. You were loving it, yeah. Callum Wilson, JK, but yeah, it was 11 cars I think finished. It's just not a good night, and it's I don't think it. I think it's just happened to be unlucky that we had a week where everyone was talking about work areas from the classic leading to this, and then we have that, and then I'm not sure it's a workout, but I do feel like some teams on the West aren't always a big fan of it because of time and how long they're racing and blah blah blah. But anyway, so the higher limit have changed their rules around their work area, which I think are very interesting. I think they're trying to do something to really maybe mix up their series too, like make it harder to win. So only guaranteed time once. So you can't come into the work area for something little or come again or I was involved in this bullshit, right? But it's also designated work area time 1 minute for all events except the dash. So you can come in for the heat and B main or feature, right? But no dash, 6 laps, whatever, right? And you're in the top 8 anyway. Who gives a shit, right? The work area is always open. However, time will not be given during the dash. So it is open if you're worried, but whatever. If a car is 1 or more laps down and post halfway of any event, no work area. So if you're a lap down, it's like, mate, you're a lap down, it's over, right? Now, if a flat tyre occurs after push-off before initial green in the A main, 1 minute will be given to the work area. Work area guaranteed time is limited to one occasion during any event. So I'm not sure if that's one in the heat or one in a heat and you get one in the A main, because event is an event. Any additional work area trips will not be given any time. No changing of any tyre or wheels unless flat or damaged and approved by official. That sounds like pretty straightforward to me. Like, hey,
But
we don't
is
want
it
a work
then?
area, but we can save you if you're good enough. If your team is good enough, remember, these teams are traveling and training for this. So we might not see a front end change anymore, Binny. Normally it takes 2 minutes to do a front end change. Now it's like, your front end's damaged, you're cooked, bruv.
Yeah, I think that's high limit trying to speed their shows up.
They already have the best, fastest show. They do.
Yeah, I feel like high limit is like your 2020 format. Like if you go cricket terms, it's like your 2020 format.
It's the best, man. Oh,
Yeah.
it's 3 hours. There's been some nights I'll be watching High Limit, it finishes, and the Outlaws are still only up to their dash, bro. Doing a dash draw.
Yeah.
They've done the wheel and everything. Like, they just don't mess around. Another thing High Limit has brought out, no choose cone, no double file anymore. Single file restarts cone in turn 4. You're not a fan of that?
I don't like single file restarts.
Well, I think this is to speed up the show, less damage, less jumping from the back guys. But what I like is turn 4. If a guy's shit on his restart, you can now pass him going into 1 better. Because you're not waiting for the cone down the straight. It's like turn 4, and then it's like, as soon as you like technically pass the white line, it's on.
Yeah.
Like, that's the vibe. So I'm all over that. And mate, if you're a leader in a race car, you're happy with that single file, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
as a fan, double file restarts are the way to go, but I get where drivers and teams come from when they like single file.
see, it's different, yeah. And then also too, their last rule change was series provisionals, only 2 per night. So if 3 high limit guys don't make the feature, it's first 2 to be put in. Sorry, mate, you missed a boat. The 2 are already put in. That's a bit cutthroat. That's a bit hairy. So yeah, it's one of those things, mate. The work area now, I'm really like 50-50 on. I'm just, the people on our social media, there was heaps of comments. It was like, no, the show's already run too long. Which, this weekend, perfect example. But I feel like there was just a lot of wrecks and cleanup. It wasn't, half of them, like that back end of that race was just wrecks getting cleaned up. But then my last thought is, and this is how one of the things while I'm away, and I do want people listening if you want to comment or if I'm wrong, people go, how do we make a sprint car event a show? Like, how do we make it more a show for fans? After being away, when the cars are on track, that's a show. So we need the cars on track more and quicker and finish quicker. That is the only answer how to make sprint car racing a show better. You can't have Ferris wheels running. You can't have other stuff running there like a show because like they're supposed to be watching the racing. That's why they're there. So get
a Ferris wheel on turn 2 at Perth Motorplex.
Oh, that would be killer. That would be killer. Okay, for the scene and whatever. But I mean like for that general show goer, they're there to watch sprint cars, so give them sprint cars on the track and let them experience the pits more after maybe if they want to, or get home and be happy that they're not walking in the door at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Because guess what families say? I'm not going back to that. Oh, it took 7 hours. Like, bruh. Or this other thought I had, maybe I'm completely wrong. Speedway's right, work off, front gate, back gate, blah, blah, blah. What about if we ran double headers where we just had sprint cars on one night and then the next night was still a show that fans can go to, but all the other guys get a full track to themselves and you can have 5 classes. No qualifying, just all heat racing and features. The Speedway's still going to get their back gate money. Or am I wrong, maybe?
Yeah.
2 nights of Speedway? Some
I don't
fans will be
know.
all for that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think it'd work.
Like, for the Speedways, you reckon?
Yeah, like you've got to pay for 2 lots of like staffing for those nights.
True. I get maybe, but I'm just trying to think like how to make the show better for sprint car racing. Like,
Yeah,
I get how Speedways are trying to make money, but I think that's what here in Australia is slowing it down so much. Like everyone, I get it, got to make money, but like it's might be affecting the shows that the shows go for too long.
yeah.
It's a hard spot, eh? It's so frustrating.
Perth also is one of the tracks that doesn't like they run a lot more cars on the track.
Yes.
So like not a lot more cars. They run 2 more cars. Sometimes they can run up to 4 more cars. Correct?
It's 28.
They can run 28.
Yeah, they choose to run 28.
So like 28
Which do you
cars
think
out
maybe
there.
not? Maybe cut it back, cull it back to 24.
Like I'm just thinking, like there was a lot of wrecks and like lap traffic was wild throughout the night. And I feel like a lot of the chaos was coming through lap traffic and leaders. No dissing any drivers or anything like that. I think it was just like you had guys coming through that were a lot quicker than the other guys.
It was a very hard track. It was a very
Yeah.
separation track between T. Like it was gnarly on the fence, bro.
In saying that, I was reading the comments on our thing for the work areas and stuff like that the other day. No, a comment on the post from Saturday's race.
Yeah.
And someone wrote, like, you think about it over higher limits, they were green to check at some of those races. Like, there was no
So that's what I
caution at all.
mean, because of the tier is like doesn't drop off as much. Like a rookie driver doesn't make those features.
I think it's more. This comes down to the night. Like you can't predict some nights.
I know we
So,
sometimes can get set on a night like we just had with all of it, and then next week we have a good night and we forget about it.
Exactly.
It's this sport, eh? It happens.
Like Wednesday night show this week could just be absolutely green to checker. You won't even
three and a half hour show. Yeah.
Yeah.
No work area talk. No red flags. No reels of crashes.
Yeah.
It's just.
Like
done.
You think about it as well. The first 4 or 5 times you and I went to Perth, there was not a single caution.
No,
like a single red.
I remember we were like, man, we have not seen a wreck this whole trip.
And I think we saw one that night. We said that.
Yeah, Chris Coyle in the B main. I remember it anyway. But yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel you. And sometimes you need to have these conversations and stuff where it's like, hey, guys, just remember, like, they could have the best on everyone we forgot about last week already. But it will go down as one of the Barbagallos. You remember that Barbagallo year? I guarantee you, like, we're all not going to forget that night of...
I won't forget it. I won't let you forget it either.
No, because, yeah, it's 2 J-Max in a row, and I'm still out. King Shot's still my pick for the Cricket Boys. All right, so Binny, I will get into, just to try wrap up the night because we dribbled on a bit. I reckon we'll go on for an hour there. Now we're over it, but anyway. I got to watch, for the first time, a full night of New Zealand sprint car racing. Thanks to RJPTV. Hooked me up, and, man, they got a cool little system over there. It was Ruapuna Speedway. And it was their Hydraulink War of Wings series. And yeah, it put on some great. Yeah, it is. It's a War of Wings. It put on some great racing. The heat racing was cool. It was a similar system to over here. They had midgets and wingless, and it was sort of like an Australian event. You know what I mean? Everything ran well. Time trials, heats.
Did you put a little Kiwi tinge on midgets there?
Yeah, midgets. Got the midgets out here, bro. Yeah, because they call them midgets still. They don't call them speed cars. They're cool. They're like, yeah, and the midgets are coming out now. The midgets. Anyway, so, but yeah, so the feature was cool. Joel Myers Jr., he's American. It was his last night out in the Daniel Thomas Racing for the season. He, I'm going to say smacked them. Wasn't really challenged. But, man, the race for second and third and fourth, whatever, was awesome. Connor Rangi, He's a goer. I love that name because I actually had a mate at school named Orangi. So I was like, Orangi! And yeah, he was in the 57 and man, he was sending it. There was a hole in turn 3 that he was bouncing through and I'm like, someone is going to flip their lid here. And then Zach Sokol ran in third. They had a good battle for second and third, but it put on some really good racing. It was like dusty, a flat track, and yeah, I'm keen to just maybe follow it a bit more and get more of the names and the tracks and see different stuff. But yeah, so they've actually got a double header this weekend on RJP TV. So Friday night they are at the Hydraulink War of Wings sprint cars. Friday night is at Eastern State Speedway. That is also live on RJP TV. And then Saturday night is at Top of the South Speedway on RJP TV as well. So 2 nights of Kiwi racing. That'll be cool. I'm going to tune in for that for sure. This weekend, Binny, also Western Sydney Speedway is back on Valentine's Day. What a time to take your lovely girl to the Speedway. Hope the weather's good.
I'm gonna spend the night with you.
Yeah, baby. I'm taking Morgan out Friday night so I can spend my Valentine's with you. How good. 360s and LS is at Toowoomba this weekend. Obviously, we got Midweek Mayhem at Perth. And then the big Cricket boys, man. A lot of guys want to win that one. But I think your guy, J-Mac, I think you could have had an even bigger threat and said he's going to win everything. 4 nights. He looked that good. But I think, guys, to watch, if Jock Goodyear, that car didn't probably look like it was going to win over the whole weekend. Kerry Madsen looked good. McHugh night 2, if they bring that form again, whatever they base set they got there. That car, I would have loved to see that car for another, 10 laps, man. It would have been cool. I think he would have got Kerry. Ryan Newton showed speed all weekend, so look out for the 77, another Wednesday night, and then heading into Cricket boys. Obviously, Dane King shot. JK's got some good form. And Callum Williamson, I think they're your group of cars that could win the Cricket boys shootouts. Do you think so? Is that the group of cars?
Yeah. I was speaking to someone yesterday about who my picks for this weekend. And I feel like the midweek race is going to be Kerry or McHugh.
Which one? You got to pick one, bruv. Come on, you just went J-Mac hard. You got to pick a guy. Come on.
I'm going McHugh.
Yep.
For midweek.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going J-Mac for the Friday night.
Yeah.
I'm going Dane Kingshot.
Oh, okay. Well, it's always cool if the Cricket car wins Cricket boys, right? All right, you ready for this?
I feel like Cricket will be a dark horse for the Wednesday night race because not very often you see Cricket not finish a race. So, all
right, you ready? I've got some spinners.
Yeah.
I did say Kingshot to win this weekend's big one or the final night of Cricket boys. Right? That was my okay. Wednesday night, J-Mac's going to win again.
Oh, 3 in a row.
Yep. Friday night, Ryan Newton's going to win. I just think that 77 has shown he keeps coming to the front. A bit of luck goes that way. And yeah, I'm sticking with Cricket boys. Dane Kingshot to win the Cricket boys shootout. Now, Callum has had a good run of the last 2 prelim night wins. So if they get their car rolling again, but I do think, McHugh probably going to win one of them. Maybe.
Round 2.
No, they're my 3. They're my 3 picks.
Round 2 of McHugh and Madsen.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Yeah, that was a rough watch, wasn't it? Okay, well, before we finish up, of course, BK Racing Performance Moments of the Week from Outlaws, New Zealand, Australia. Give me your best 3 moments. Go, brother.
I can't remember what my moments were. I sent them to you earlier.
Oh, my God. Number 1's JK. Hit it.
Oh, yeah, JK. That was just awesome to see him rip the slider into turn 1 and 2. Get that team a podium. They deserve that. They work their asses off every week. And Jace is he's wanting to be up there. He wants to fight for those positions. And I think they're starting to get there again. And I hope they really do. And they finish this season off strong. Because that car looks badass and it deserves to be on the top step.
Yeah.
And number 2 was, I think I had Mikey Green spinning during the feature race.
Yes, and he kept it going. That was cool.
And he kept it going. Full credit to him, because that, like, most people would probably just pull up and say the car stalled out. But he kept it going. And then number 3, he won both nights and absolutely dominated. And he came through he wasn't up front that night, second night, and came through all the carnage and even got involved in his own carnage throughout the night.
Yeah, 12th
and
to first.
Still won the race. Yeah. So, yeah, and he's got we were saying it while the race was on, he's definitely got Corey Day's Jacobs ladder in that car, because, man, that thing was hitting the wall and he was still going.
Yeah.
So, they're my top 3. Shoot with your ones, brother.
One of my moments, Mick Sala, Jock Goodyear heat race, loved it. Even Sprintcar Hub had the onboard of Mick Sala's view of it. Just so good. That's when like the Plex is on in heat racing. Number 2 for me is the Madsen McHugh collision. That was just one of the moments that in the race, you're like, okay, we're about to see our finish and our 2 guys battle it out. And then that happened, and it was like, oh, that's huge. Damn it. All right. Like, it was one of those moments where sort of put before the feature even finished, that put the icing on the cake of the whole feature. And then my moment of the week, Anthony Macri driving back by David Gravel, with no room to do so, and did so to win the big Gator. So it was win the 20 grand and to win the Gator. So that's my moment, Anthony Macri, the concrete kid. As you would say, hats off to you. Is that right? Yeah, hats off to you.
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
That's a Binny saying.
I'll put it out there. Do you reckon Volusia Speedway would just send us one of the little Gators? Just so that we can have it. Like, I'll pay for the postage to get it over here. I just want a little Gator.
Like the little Gator on the wood thing? That is cool.
Yeah. I just want the little Gator. I don't want a big Gator.
Yeah, I don't
think a little Gator.
I don't think it works like that, but maybe. How cool would it be if they sold that as a toy there? They would sell them, eh? Like, people would buy that. Like, get your own Gator, and it'd be like 2026 Dirt Car Nationals. You were there. I was there. And then you get to put that in your thing. That'd be cool. I'd buy that. I'd spend $100 on that.
Do you reckon they should have a commemorative race for, like, Coney as well? Like,
when you got
have a Coney trophy and
stop it.
Like, it's a race in his honor. Like,
well, he's right there behind you. He looks happy as hell.
Yeah,
he's like Superman. Though. He's like Superman. That guy. It doesn't matter. You can get run over, and he's like.
You could call it the Coney Cup.
Oh,
it could be like a midweek race, and that's
Coney
the
Cup.
name of the event.
No, he doesn't work midweeks, Coney.
Oh, doesn't he?
No, they said he doesn't work. They were even surprised he was there Friday night. So apparently he doesn't work. Well, he's at your house. Is he going to fly to Perth? Let's go.
He's on a flight over there tomorrow.
Oh, he's got the red eye tonight. You're actually going to take him right now to the airport. So on you get, Cody. Yeah, brother. Yeah. Last thing I want to say, if I had a merch idea, we're talking about James McFadden. Could you imagine if he made a T-shirt that said "Fear the Beard" and it was like a silhouette of his head with his beard?
He used to have one back in the day.
No way, he had that shirt.
Yeah, he did.
Fear the Beard.
When he used to share a merch trailer with, he had it like the beard was even bigger than what it is now, and he shared it with Jamie Veal, the merch van, and he had Fear the Beard. I swear it was a shirt.
I'm gonna try find that shirt because it would sell. I'd buy that shirt.
I swear there was a shirt. I remember.
Like on the front, Fear the Beard, do a shoey or something.
Yeah.
Or shoey to the beard or something. Anyway, that was my dumb merch idea to
I don't
finish
know.
the pod.
I reckon he should bring out a white, red, and black like basketball jersey with his car number on the back, and then like I reckon that'd look sick.
So Michael Jordan Chicago Bull jerseys with J Mac on it. Is that what you want?
Yeah, but like it's his own jersey. That'd be sick.
All
You
right.
think about it. Perth's always hot. It would sell. It'd be gangster.
So Team Brady on the front, 23 singlet, and then
Yeah.
J Mac on the back.
Like McFadden and then his number, like the way it is.
Yeah, 23,
It
and
looks
make it
sick.
like, that's not a bad idea. Like Team Brady on the front too.
Sheldon, if you start doing that, I want some commissions.
That'd be gangster, rocking around the Plex. It's like, yeah. Basketball hoop
Look,
in the
you-
Plex.
You think that
Look at you. Look at you, marketing manager. You're on it. You're all about it. Just give this guy a job.
Look, Binny the Great, what can I say?
Oh, that's enough. All right, we'll end it on that. But, all right, so tomorrow, what's today? Today's Monday, Wednesday night, so it'll be tomorrow by the time you probably listen to this. We're not sure if we're going to do an episode after Wednesday. We'll see how we're all traveling. And then we might save it for next week. But, yeah, good luck to all the teams involved. And if the weather stays away, we'll be at Sydney this week. Yeah, boy. Playing with some new toys, eh, Binny? You got a new little camera you're going to try to use, eh?
Yeah, new camera. We'll see what we can get with it.
I'll teach you the goods, mate. I gotcha. All right, thanks
Yeah.
everyone, and of course, thanks to our sponsors again, BK Racing Performance Product, and of course, Eliminator Race Wings.